your name. I don't care what these people gon' do, what these people gon' say, what these people gon' bang. We out here making disciples. We in the world, but we can't be the same. Okay. So I went for my hand on the Bible, speaking the truth.
Ladies and gents, we're doing it a little differently today. I'm going to do the intro. This is episode 11 of Believe, Ball, Become. It's April 27th. It is currently 8:36 p.m. What time did we say we were going to start?
We said we were going to get here at 7.
We got here at 7. He got here like 7:02 or 7:03.
Blame McDonald's.
Yeah, sure. But we're here now. We're about to get started. We've got a couple things we want to talk about. I've currently got the NBA playoffs in front of me too. So we got Detroit and Orlando playing right here in front of me. It's 54-56 in the third quarter. So we'll get into that here soon. But episode 10 will be posted on YouTube tomorrow at 6 a.m. Episode 4 is already on Spotify, correct?
Correct.
Soon we'll be releasing there on there more. So I don't know if he's going to post. You're going to post 1, 2, and 3. You're just going to go 4 to 10.
1, 2, and 3 are a little messed up because I split the videos and we did them a little bit differently. So episode 4 is the one where we started talking about why we wanted to do the podcast. I wanted to get Ross part 1 out there because we're doing Ross part 2 is episode 10 that we're about to release here soon. But we just wanted to start getting them out. So I just started with 4 as the easiest one to get out there. It was also kind of us talking about why we wanted a podcast. So I felt like it was at least if I couldn't get the other 3 out there, they're on YouTube. You can go find them. But episode 4 is on there, and probably within the next few days or weekly at least, we'll be getting the rest of them caught up to where we're at now on YouTube with the other podcasts. And we're looking to get as many podcasts out as we can as possible this summer, especially before basketball, because once basketball season comes, it's impossible for us to get in here and get time, let alone get anybody else in here to get time too. So
for sure. We do have a list, though. We've kind of got an idea of the next 4 or 5 people we want to get on. But if you want to be on, let us know. We need people. It's not – I think the biggest reason people don't want to be on is because it may seem scary or nerve-wracking. But in the end, it's literally just us 2 in this room talking and the camera sitting there. So if you ever really mess up, Ben could edit it out. But to this point, nobody's messed up to where we've really changed anything. So it's not that big a deal. Don't be nervous. I think I mentioned something to my mom today about doing a Mother's Day podcast, and she immediately got a little freaked out. So it really isn't that big a deal. We'd love to have anyone on. Doesn't matter what age you are, where you're from. You don't have to know basketball. We can talk about anything. So if you really want to be on, let us know. We got some playoff talk, some basketball talk, and then a little game of Guess Who. I'll explain the Guess Who when we get there. So I'll turn it over to Ben, and we'll kind of go through all 8 series and talk about our thoughts, talk about what game we're on, and how we think it'll end. So
we're going to start with the Western Conference. Conference kind of a lot of things you would have assumed are happening. Some things you would have never guessed are definitely happening as well. So we'll go through pretty quickly and just try and get through this. But we have some good takes and some different ideas on what we've already talked about before with Ross. So Thunder versus Suns. Don't have to say much about it. Suns have had a couple of games where they could have gave a little bit more, maybe make a few more shots, but
Dylan Brooks has walked that walk for sure.
Yeah, the Thunder are just so much better. It's not even close.
No doubt. Yeah, there isn't much to say.
Yeah, so Thunder up 3-0. If Suns get 1, I wouldn't be surprised. If they get 2, I would be surprised. So 3-0, 4-0, 4-1. That's my guess.
Game 4 starts soon, probably tonight. I put tonight on here, so probably after this Orlando Magic game or Orlando and Detroit game. So
yep, tonight at 8:30.
Yep.
Then we got Lakers Rockets, kind of one of those series that no Luka, no Austin Reeves. Everybody assumed Houston would win easy. Then game 1, no KD. Game 2, KD comes back and the Rockets look even worse. Game 3, no KD. Rockets look a little bit better. Give them a fight. LeBron hits a 3 to send it to overtime. They end up taking it in overtime. Game 4, Rockets come back and win. They have a good showing from those younger guys. Everybody kind of stepping up with no Kevin Durant still. So Lakers are up 3-1 with Austin Reeves potentially coming back within the next week. Hopefully, if the next game isn't until Wednesday, Austin Reeves is most likely going to be back for that game.
That's what I'm hearing, and I mean, that's great and all, but you really do you think that messes up the flow, or do you think that's good? And if he comes back, do you start him? He's obviously probably going to be on a minutes restriction. What's his touches like? So,
it'd be different if Luka was out there, but with no Luka, you can throw Austin Reeves over. Who's starting right now? Jake LaRavia,
yeah.
I don't even know who their starting five is.
He's on
right
a minutes
now.
restriction though, for sure, right?
Yeah, even if he is, bring him in, have him start, come out. He can come off the bench as well. He can come run that second unit. He can take LeBron's spot, and they can kind of go back and forth until the fourth quarter if they need to come on the floor together.
Pause.
Whoa. Lakers and Rockets is 3-1. Lakers were up 3-0. No team's ever come back from a 3-0 deficit, and unless Kevin Durant becomes a superhero and everybody else steps up, I don't see them coming back in that one. So
going
Lakers.
back to LA, right?
Yep.
Get to sleep in their beds tonight.
Yep.
That'd be good. So,
Nuggets, Timberwolves. This is the one. Lakers and Rockets was kind of a surprise with all the injuries, but that one was just a toss-up with injuries. Nuggets, Timberwolves has had some injuries as of late, but that one's been a complete
later
surprise.
in the series, though, too, the injuries.
And even with Ant not being Superman, they're taking on Jokic, and Jamal Murray's reverting back to his old ways.
Listen, we're not going to get into this, but back when Jamal Murray was cooking, and he does cook still some, I was just trying to make a case for him, and Ben's never liked him, so I don't know what the... Oh, no, it's inappropriate what the saying was, but it was basically...
Forget Jamal Murray.
Yeah. Juck Famal Murray. I like Jamal Murray, okay?
No, Jamal Murray's he's
inconsistent.
This season is exactly what I mean. Is this year he had the greatest year of his career. He averaged so many points. He was an all-star. I see him getting a lot of votes for All-NBA. I don't doubt that at all. He played a lot of games this year. He wasn't hurt. But sometimes he just kind of disappears, or sometimes he just takes some dumb shots. And sometimes, especially when he's not hitting those crazy fadeaways and his little floaters aren't going in, he's a great player. I'm not saying that. But he also has the tendency to be the guy who you can't count on completely, who just kind of falls away, and fades out.
Is he a different player without Jokic, whether he's on a different team or on the Nuggets? I
think he's a good player. I think he's that De'Aaron Fox level player where, they're just 20 points a game, guaranteed, on any team you put them on.
Yeah.
But if they're on a really good team, like they both are now, you can see the good things, but they don't have to be the star. They don't have to be the stud.
Yeah.
I don't think they're 1As. I honestly don't think he's a great 1B. I think
they're perfect in a 1-2 punch.
I think them missing Michael Porter Jr. this year has really started to show, because he was obviously just catch and shoot on the Nuggets, but he was also a 6'10", number one recruit in high school.
He was catch and make too. No offense to Cam Johnson either.
Yes.
And Michael Porter Jr. got a lot of flack and took some dumb shots, but it's he'd take those dumb shots and they'd go in. And Cam Johnson been able to handle the ball, he maybe has better IQ, all that stuff. But when it comes down to it, we've talked about it before, even in low-level hoops, you just need hoopers. And like you was saying, Michael Porter Jr.'s always been a hooper. He's always been a big-time playmaker, even whenever he was, fighting through injuries. So.
Yeah, I think Michael Porter Jr. got the short end of the stick. Everybody calling him, a bad defender and whatnot. But I think he just had a lot of injuries that caught up to him. And, he started off this year with the Nets averaging 27 or whatever. So it's obviously the dude's good. And he was the number one recruit in high school for a reason. And now the Nuggets are struggling. Aaron Gordon's hurt. Jamal Murray is playing fine, not terrible, but not good enough. And Jokic's threes in the playoffs, just for some reason, do not go in for him.
Yeah,
Rudy Gobert, dear Lord.
Dude, props. He's literally playing like he does whenever Ben uses him on 2K. I'm not kidding though. And someone said this. Maybe it was I don't know. It was one of the podcasts I was listening to. I think it was Adam, the Hoops Tonight one. Maybe I'm not sure, but. He said something about, Rudy Gobert. He's most likely going to be in the Hall of Fame for all of his Defensive Player of the Years and all he's done. that's going to be part of his Hall of Fame is like if they end up coming out of this series and shutting down Jokic and Jokic doesn't have a good game, like that's going to be part of it is that he was able to shut down Jokic, especially after, all the times Jokic got, the better of him and the whole like, Rudy going, I got him. And Jokic is like, brother, I have 40. Like, that hasn't, that just hasn't aged on well. So props to Rudy for sure on how well he's been able to defend Jokic this series. I mean, offensively, he doesn't do much else besides dunk the ball if he's wide open. I think we were watching him the other day and he airballed a floater, and we were just kind of like, Jesus. But
so he had one of the best games of his career the other night, and he had 2 points. And it was a dunk in the fourth quarter that was really big, and then Jokic came and dunked on him on the other end. So it's like, he's just making Jokic work for it.
For sure.
You're not going to stop him. But if you make him work for it and you don't have to send the double team, now Jokic's passing isn't as big of a factor when everybody just has to get open for themselves.
Yeah.
So you think Nuggets are coming back, or you think it's over? I mean, Ant's out this game at least. DiVincenzo's out this next game at least, if not longer. So
no, DiVincenzo's out for sure. Torn Achilles, like no doubt about it. But Ant, I mean, here's the thing: Jokic has to have good games for sure, and I feel like it can't just be a 40-point game. He's got to have like a 40 and 10, a 40, 10 and 10, and without Gordon there, like. I think Gordon has to play for this series for them to win. They got to win 4 games in a row now. I mean, come on. Jokic is.
Yeah, they got to win 3 games in a row.
3 games in a row, yeah.
They can do it, but I don't see it happening. I think
not without Aaron Gordon. That's what I'm saying. I think you need.
But
Aaron Gordon.
Without Ant.
But even with Aaron Gordon, playing through.
Yeah, playing through injury. Like if he was healthy, I think it was a different series. But Aaron Gordon, I think, is the biggest X factor on their team because of his strength, his athleticism, and his know-how. You can throw a lob to him. He can catch a corner 3.
Yeah.
He can make that. You can hit him in a short roll and he can make the extra pass. Like he's one of those guys who can do it all and is a physical presence on the floor. And he's a matchup problem.
I think that what's his name said at the beginning of the series about everybody being a cone. I mean,
Daniels,
I think that's just lived on, and I think this series is over. Especially it was a bad look for Jokic yesterday, and not to say that he's not trying, but to let all the things go defensively that happened, and then at the end of the game, McDaniels goes up and lays it in, and whether that was right of him or not, who cares? Mm-hmm. But Jokic to sprint back and then make a big deal out of it and all that. I mean, come on, dude. I think this series is over, and I'm not saying Jokic's career is over. I'm not saying the Nuggets is, but I just think that this wasn't a good showing this year, and it sucks that they had to fight through injuries, but they're not the only team dealing with that, and we've said this for years now. That's part of the NBA season. That's part of the NBA playoffs. It usually comes down to. Obviously the better teams, but more so the healthy teams. So, and they've caught the bad end.
I got Timberwolves moving on in that one.
Yeah, me too.
Spurs, Trailblazers. Spurs take a commanding 3-1 lead over the Trailblazers. Wemby had that concussion for 2 games. He was out. He had that great game 1, 35 points, showed out. And then he got concussion game 2, missed game 3, game 4, came back and was dominant again. First half was, back and forth, real close. I'm pretty sure Portland was even up 16 going into half, and San Antonio blew them out in the second half.
That was the one we were watching at Wiffle Boys for a second, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had walked back to do something and came back up, and you're like, holy cow, because it was, 20s, and then all of a sudden it was 22-49 or 45 or something like that.
Trailblazers went on a run, and then Spurs went on a run to finish the game and destroyed them. I think Trailblazers have put on a good showing. They've had a great year, but
excited to get Dame back.
They don't have the matchup, especially if De'Aaron Fox is going to come out and play like all-star De'Aaron Fox.
Yes.
The Spurs can beat anybody.
I
think they have the perfect matchup for the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
And I think they're the only team who can really give the Thunder a chance. And I think the Spurs are primed and ready. I don't think they need any battle scars. I think their battle scars is called a French alien.
Yeah, for sure. And I said something when we were watching the other day. I think De'Aaron Fox looks better than he's ever looked in terms of athleticism. Maybe not skill, maybe not scoring, but he looks skinnier, he looks faster, he looks swifter. It's hard to say because he's always been fast. And so I mean, that's scary. And the only thing really to say about him is, I mean, Castle's, is he out now? Like, what's the word on Castle? I know he like got his hand caught in that dude's jersey or something, and
He'll probably play through it. I'm sure he's
Yeah.
one of those guys who's you're gonna have to drag him off the floor. I really
I
like
mean, if he's
Castle.
on too, like,
Yep, they're gonna be good. I'm gonna start at the bottom with the East. We're gonna go
Smart.
Celtics Sixers. Celtics are up 3-1. Joel Embiid even came back for Game 4, but it wasn't enough. It actually kind of clogged up the offense. VJ Edgecombe went back to being a rookie. Paul George has been all right.
kind of hurt Tyrese's flow.
Yeah, it slowed everything down. Whenever Joel Embiid's on the floor, you have to kind of slow down and set it up for him, and run the different little actions with him in it. Without Joel, you're just running as fast as possible with VJ and Tyrese. And even Paul George is probably better just getting up and down the floor like all those other
Joel
guys.
plays a lot in that middle area, and a lot of those guys like to drive into that middle area, kick, play off it too. And so when Joel's always posted trying to get a catch or coming off of a down screen trying to get an elbow catch, jab, whatever. I mean, you're right. It kind of clogs it up. Not to mention he hasn't been playing, so he hasn't been in the flow. And, I mean, that just messes – it doesn't matter who you are unless you're one of the top 3 greatest players ever. It just messes up the flow. So
And he's a mismatch problem for the Celtics offense going against them.
Swing, corner threes.
They just, get him in a pick and roll.
Yeah.
Make him be – if he's going to drop, then you attack that. If he's, switches on anything, then they do whatever they want with him. So I think Boston's by far the most commanding team in the East this year, especially with Jason Tatum coming back. And, even Peyton Pritchard had his breakout game with 30 points that day. So the Jays, Pritchard, White, they're just so solid.
I mean, we're going with Boston. Do we want to get into it all real quick about what this means for the 76ers next year? For Joel, the process,
I think they have – they just have VJ
year.
this year. I don't know what Paul George's contract is, whether it's a player option or has another year on it, whatever that case is. But I think they're going to probably run it back, maybe make a few tweaks here and there. But they've at least made Paul George not untradeable. Yeah. They've at least shown that Tyrese and VJ can be successful together, so they have their backcourt for the future. So now all they have to do is fill out around it and then decide: are we going to build around Tyrese Maxey and VJ, or are we going to try and build with Joel Embiid in mind? And I think the answer is, like Blake said, the 2 guards who you can have together for the next 10 years and be super athletic and super fast and exactly what this NBA is.
Yeah, I agree 110%. I was just curious, though.
Knicks Hawks tied up 2-2. Knicks were on the verge of being down 3-1.
Yeah, he got crazy.
Hawks came out and stole 2 games. They really did. They're playing good. They've played decent in every game, and the Hawks have really showed out this year, especially since CJ showed up and been Mr. Fourth Quarter takeover guy.
Yeah, I love CJ. I've always loved CJ's game, honestly, even back whenever he was playing with Dame and all of the stuff that they did in Portland. But CJ being he's not necessarily a small guard, but then again, he is a smaller guard in today's NBA, and the way that he gets his shots off are appealing to most basketball players. It's more, he's not trying to fight through contact and initiate fouls and do all this foul baiting, and he does a lot of footwork stuff, a lot of mid-range pump fakes, just real ethical buckets, honestly. So
Yeah.
I love watching CJ. I love CJ's game. I think that I don't really know what that series, Knicks, I feel like the Knicks have been through it. They have the potential. They have what they need to pull it out, but at the same time, if CJ's just going to keep being a veteran, they've got enough around him. CJ can win a first round. He can get him. He's done it before. I don't know. What do you think?
I'm leaning towards the Hawks. I'm not gonna. I like the athleticism, all the different ways they can attack you. They can switch, 1 through 5 pretty well. Dyson Daniels, Nikhil Alexander-Walker, Jalen Johnson, Yeko Okongwu. Even Jonathan Kuminga. They just have athletes on athletes on athletes. It's just,
Can I say something about Kuminga?
What's that?
As a Warriors fan,
What's that?
I'm glad he's doing good. I am. I'm glad he's doing good.
You're not salty about
I'm
that?
I'm a little salty. Like, why couldn't you just do that in Golden State? But
I just think he never really got the opportunities to just go out there and do this thing. I think, the Warriors is such a system that, they try and fit people into it. Especially these last 4 or 5 years, I feel like they've really tried to be, throw back to a system with a bunch of young guys who don't know how to actually play basketball.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have the David West and Andre Iguodala's, and they don't have those vet guys who are going to actually play basketball.
I agree, just slightly salty, but I am glad he's playing good, and I've always liked Kuminga since he was in high school, so it's like, not necessarily completely salty, just wishing that would have worked out more for the Warriors. So.
Imagine what he could have been.
And he had
had
great moments. Like, I'm not saying he had a bad spurt, it's just what you're doing now. I wish you would have done in a playoff series or two, not in the beginning, but at least in the last 2 years. So
who you got in that series?
I'm gonna lean Hawks too. I think CJ can pull one out, but I wouldn't put it past. I don't know. Brunson looks out of sorts right now, so it's gonna.
If they're not gonna use the mismatch that's Karl Anthony Towns, and if he's not gonna take over, then they don't have a mismatch, and I don't see them coming out of that series.
Hey, but we were wrong about like 5 or 6 of the 8 things we said in the first or the podcast last week.
They're just takes, takes are right and wrong.
And
it was first game, second game.
I'm not talking for him. I'm not a casual basketball fan, but I'm a casual NBA fan. I listen to a lot of podcasts in the morning and I watch as much as I can, but when it comes down to it, like I don't have every game pulled up watching them all the time. I say that as we have the Phoenix OKC game right here, but I don't know. These are just takes. It's opinions. It's just us talking and having fun and you guys listening. So
Cavs, Raptors tied 2-2.
I had Cavs in the beginning, but after watching how this has went the last year recently, I can without us even talking about it, I'm gonna go with the Raptors. And like we've said, that's a take, but I just feel like they're flowing. They're playing. They want it more. They for sure. If you didn't watch if you did watch the last 5 minutes of the last game, like I don't know if the Cavaliers got a defensive rebound. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
having the two big lineup that isn't two actual bigs is really tough. When neither one of them can shoot.
James Harden's in the way.
James Harden always gets in the way in the fourth quarter because he can be really good, and then all of a sudden he just if he's not the one hitting shots or taking over, he doesn't really understand how to actually set up the next play, especially if he's getting full court press.
Also, he's just old. He gets tired. I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
for sure.
That's
you can see it.
That's the case with a lot of these guys that we grew up watching that we love, and it's not that we don't love them still. But besides LeBron, I mean, even LeBron's tired. Don't get me wrong. But besides LeBron, KD's only scoring mid-range numbers anymore. He ain't back cutting and dunking. James Harden can't compete in the fourth quarter. Steph Curry's hurt all the time. All these guys that we love and adore, they're fading away, and it's kind of sad. But it's also cool to see that the young guys are taking over. I mean, you can think of I can think of tons of young plays, and just one in particular in this series the other day was that Scotty Barnes play where he came off the screen in the fourth quarter and jumped off his right foot, tried to dunk it with his right hand. That's so unorthodox, and he took off from in the middle of the paint. So I don't know. I know I've yapped about this a lot more already, but I'm definitely going with the Raptors, and that's not to hate on the Cavs because I love the Cavs. I love Evan Mobley. I love Donovan Mitchell. I love what they've got going on, but I think the Raptors want this one really, really badly. So.
I'm going to lean Cavs. Donovan Mitchell's best player in the series.
Yeah.
I feel like he's going to show out, and James Harden will get out of the way just enough for a game or two that he can take over in the fourth quarter.
And I would like to see that. I'm not going to lie. I like the Cavs. I like Donovan Mitchell. I would like to see that. I mean, I glaze Donovan Mitchell, honestly. But
Pistons Magic. This game's actually live as we are recording this. Orlando leads 2-1 as the 8th seed over the number 1 seeded Pistons. Obviously this game going on live right now, but the Magic have actually shown that they can be the team we all thought they were going to be. That's really what this playoffs and play-in has shown. Even that first game of the play-in, they got busted. They got busted up. And then the second game, they came out and busted up the Hornets. And they came out and busted up the Pistons in the first game. And then Pistons came back in second game, won. came home to Orlando, and Orlando took another game. So it's just like, man, they're a serious basketball team. Where has this been all year long?
Yeah.
Why are you guys the 8 seed? You're supposed to be where the Raptors are. You're supposed to be where the Cavs are.
How long was Paolo out?
He wasn't out. I mean, he played 65 games
That's what
this
I
year.
thought.
I'm pretty sure. So,
Yeah.
Franz, they were all got hurt at different times in the year and
Yeah.
had different struggles and stuff like that. But they just never put it together. And then all of a sudden they get in the playoffs. And it's like, oh, when defense actually matters, it helps a lot. Which is a little bit of the frustrating thing about the regular season is teams like Orlando who are just big and physical and can't shoot well. Like in the playoffs, that works because if you're big and physical, you get away with a few extra things.
We say that as Cade Cunningham gets an and one, and
I didn't like that one.
But Tatsi barely touches him. But anyway,
for the most part, especially in comparison to the regular season,
for sure, it gets so
the
much more physical.
physicality is different, and so it's really shown to be a good thing for the Magic. I also think the Pistons are just young. They had a really good year this year. They took care of games against the bad teams. They took care of games against anybody who sat against them. They kind of just took care of the games they were supposed to win, and that's why they're the 1 seed.
It's a very talented, deep league. I mean, the Pistons are good. Cade is great, but at the same time, you got to compete all year and every night. And just because you're the 1 seed playing the 8 seed, that doesn't mean anything in today's NBA, and it doesn't mean anything that Cade was as good as he was. So, props to the Pistons for what a great season. But if they don't tighten things up, the Magic could easily run away with this one. So,
yeah, I think Pistons come back.
I'm not so too. I have the faith in Cade, honestly, especially if he gets into a groove. He controls the pace of the game. It's kind of like you said with Donovan Mitchell. I think Cade's the best player in the series. So
yeah, I think Cade's one of those guys that's going to be on Team USA here in 4 years. Who's going to be, one of those next
Drew
guys.
Holiday type guy. Honestly, it's the vibe he gives off. It's like a leader, handling the ball, playing defense.
Yep, even with an extra level offensively.
Oh yeah, for sure. Being able to score more and facilitate.
Well, that's our NBA playoffs. Recap.
It is currently 68-70 in the Detroit and Orlando game.
So that game, the toss-up, who knows how it's going to go.
Third
If Orlando
quarter.
goes up 3-1, then my Pistons take goes straight out the window, and I take back everything I said nice about the Pistons. And if they tie it up, then I really believe in the Pistons. So that's just the NBA playoffs for you. Now,
if you give us a second, we'll update you on the OKC and Phoenix game, but it's kind of...
We are wrapping that up. We're going to just kind of talk about some thoughts on basketball in general.
Honestly,
still mostly NBA, but
we could make a huge list of these things, but we singled it out to 3 so that we wouldn't spend... We're 30 minutes in, so we singled it out to 3 so we wouldn't spend too much time talking about it, but we could talk about that all day long, so... Honestly, I say we do this backwards. Let's start at the bottom with the first thing because that was something that...
Well, I feel like the Achilles being, in the playoffs will probably be the best one.
That's fair. Okay, well, here's something I want to talk about. Just all the Achilles injuries happening in the playoffs, and people can contribute this to the amount of the games played during regular season. You can contribute it to the change in the game, the amount of cuts, the amount of physicality, like how many times people actually use the negative step, which is something I'll get to in a second, or you can contribute it to the negative step. The negative step is the step. It's called a false step, backward step, whatever. But it's basically just the act of when your body is standing straight up and you place one leg behind you to propel yourself forward. And so what happens is you put your Achilles, I'm not a scientist or any specialist or anything, but you put your Achilles in this weird spot where you're completely stretching it at the same time that you're putting a lot of force into the ground. And when you're bumping and playing as hard as you can and you're putting everything on the line and it's the playoffs and you've already played 60-plus games, it's an injury that's happening a lot. And so I'm not saying that I have something to fix it. You know what I'm saying? You could lower the games, but I don't think the NBA is going to do that. But guys don't want to play less games, obviously, because there's, awards on the line, money on the line, all that stuff. But I just feel like it's something that's happening a lot, and it sucks to see these guys go down. It sucks to watch it happen. It scares me as a basketball player that's fast, that takes off a lot. So I try to make sure to take care of myself, but something I think about a lot. And the last thing I wanted to point out, which I'm sure that you've probably been thinking about this, Actually, do you know what I'm going to say? It has something to do with the Achilles injuries on all 4 of them that have happened. All 4 Achilles injuries have happened on the same spot on the court, all in the playoffs, all worn by number 0. Coincidence or not, no, it's a coincidence for sure. But it's definitely something that is I've been watching. Like besides the ACL injuries happening a lot too, but Dame, Tyrese, who are the last 2? Dante and Tatum. Yeah, those have been the last 4 Achilles injuries. So I don't know. I don't know if there's really a good answer or a way to fix it, but it's scary. It's something that's been happening a lot. So I don't know. I try to not do that, when I'm playing. Make sure that if I do step backwards, I don't, place my foot this way and I place it kind of to the side.
Yeah.
So that's actually the proper way to do it. But I don't know. I've yapped about this long enough. But back in the day, they used to tell you not to take negative steps, like a long time ago. Said it was bad, never go backward. But it's actually really good. So it just sucks that these injuries are happening. I think it just a lot more. Basketball's just gotten faster and harder to play. So I just think that's what it is. It's harder on the body.
We have a Rookie of the Year announcement to make. Cooper Flagg is your Rookie of the Year for 2026. He beats out his teammate, his college roommate in Concanipple. What do you think? If you had a vote, would you have voted for Cooper Flagg?
Listen, neither team is in the playoffs one, so I don't necessarily think that there's a big argument of, well, this guy's team was this and this guy's team was this, and when it comes down to Rookie of the Year, I even feel this way for MVP. Like, your team needs to win, but if your stats are better, and I don't know whose stats were better, but
well, Cooper averaged 21, 6.7 rebounds and 4.5 assists on 47% field goal percentage and 29% from 3, with 1.2 steals per game. And Con averaged 18.5, 5.3 rebounds, 3.4 assists, 47.5 field goal percentage, and 42.5% 3-point percentage.
So what's the biggest difference there?
I mean, just basically Cooper having those 40-point games and 50-point games down the stretch, being the number 1 guy on his team.
They were chasing.
Yeah. Well, their team sucked, especially trading.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. No, I'm not saying
Kyrie this
I'm not
year.
saying that chasing it was a bad thing. I'm just saying that towards the end of the season, whenever they realized, like, oh, Coop can really go off here, you can watch those games and tell. It wasn't the Bam vibe, but it was definitely like, oh, they're leaving Coop in, they're letting him go off. And so in Cooper's mind, you can't. If it's me and you in that position in the NBA, like, you can't tell me I ain't thinking I'm trying to beat you out. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's trying to beat Con out, Con's trying to beat him out. So, but then again, like, he scored more points. So then it just comes down to, Coop played 70 games, Con played 81. Like,
Con was on a winning-ish team.
Yeah.
Like,
Con's 3-point thing is something to really add into that, but at the same time, I don't want to talk too much about that because that's what we're going to talk about in a second. So
I just think Cooper Flagg is that good, though. I think, like,
totally agree. Cooper Flagg would be my vote if that's what you're asking me.
Yeah,
I would vote Cooper
too.
Flagg, like,
me too.
in a heartbeat.
Cooper started the season being played at point guard, which just wasn't the right fit for him. Like, he is a point forward in the sense of he can, create a mismatch or create a disadvantage and, make the right play, whether that's a pass or a finish. He can be a finisher. He can be a creator. But he shouldn't be bringing the ball up the floor full court against a NBA guard guarding him, 92 feet or whatever it is. So
I think Jason Kidd had the right idea, get him in a position to make plays, let him learn how to handle pressure, but it's the NBA, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Summer league.
Once he got comfortable, you could see the difference.
Oh, for sure. And when he got put back in his position and he was comfortable, oh my, he had 50-point games. He's the youngest player to ever get 50. So
he is like that. He is
for sure.
He is the real deal. He's young. Like, he's literally as old as the guy's about to be drafted in the NBA this year. So.
I think a lot of people thought for a while there'd be a lot of Chet and Wemby debates, but I think that in 5 to 10 years it'll be more Cooper and Wemby debates. That
My worry for Cooper is that like his ceiling isn't quite as high as we all think it is. I don't know if he ever gets to that, 39-9 like type stat line. I think he might be more of just that 25 10-5 guy, which is fine, which is perfect, which is awesome. Like I think he might be like a 1A kind of guy, like a second fiddle where he's just like the perfect guy to fit in and just hoop and go hard, play hard on defense.
I'm not disagreeing with you because he reminds me of like a Michael Porter Jr. You know what I mean? But for the sake of the U.S. guys and the white boys, I hope to God that he takes over the NBA.
I hope he's the next Larry Bird.
Yeah, we're looking at a ton. Larry Bird. I mean, we're looking at a ton of foreign guys, Canadian guys taking over the league. And that's no hard feelings, but it's like, other than Anthony Edwards, who else in the league is really looking at being the MVP, winning a couple championships that's not from a different, country or overseas or whatever. So for the sake of the white dudes and the guys from America, like I hope Cooper's great, and I hope Kahn's great, and I hope that Anthony Edwards comes back even better. Like, I hope LeBron for the next 20 years is amazing, like.
No, I don't know. Cooper Flag's amazing. Congrats on winning Rookie of the Year
It was a great run. Props to Kahn.
Yeah, over Concanipple, who set the record for most threes ever made by a rookie. He set that at like game 50 or something like that.
Yeah, and he played 31 more games.
So he finished at 273 three-pointers made. Is he going to be the second greatest shooter of all time?
I'm really glad you asked that way because I truly believe nobody will ever pass Steph.
I think it's just kind of like the definition of being the greatest shooter. Like Shaq being the most dominant player ever is his title. Like he might not be the best center. Like you're gonna argue Kareem, Wilt, Russell, like Jokic, like all these guys you can argue now, but most dominant, most unstoppable, that's Shaq. Best shooter of all time. That's Curry.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Jerry Rice being the greatest wide receiver of all time. There's no argument about it. And if anybody comes out and does better than him, well, guess what? They didn't do it better than him for that long at that level, and they didn't change the game. Nobody's ever changed the game of the sport that they played like Steph Curry, and I'm not a Curry guy.
Yeah. Glad we can all agree on that. So here's my thing, and this has got us like rolling before we even started. I was sitting here eating Sonic, he was sitting there eating McDonald's, and we were, basically on different ends of the table, honestly. And he just randomly, were you listening to a TikTok or a YouTube reel? I think it was a YouTube reel, and he had me listen to it, and it was some guy asking a ton of questions about, who's the leader in this, Concanipple or
who's made more threes in a season, Concanipple.
You know what? Pull it up. Pull it up.
As God, I ain't finding that.
Nah, I bet you can find it.
Concanipple or Ray Allen. And it's Concanipple in the season.
It's like all the names was like Reggie Miller.
Basically, it's the names on the list above Concanipple is Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and James Harden.
Yep.
And maybe I think a Damian Lillard season or two. Yeah. So like he's already etched his name in the top, and that's just kind of. I feel like it's a little bit just how basketball has changed and where we're at now.
Well, you can imagine that Kahn grew up watching Steph.
Yeah.
So since Kahn has been playing basketball, he's always just thought, I'm going to shoot this thing, no matter what.
Kahn's the perfect guy to where, like, he just comes in and does his job. At Duke, half the time he was playing point guard, like being, the facilitator. Then he'd come off and hit a three off a down screen. But now he's on Charlotte. They've got 3 or 4 creators. He just needs to come in and hit threes.
Corner three.
And he's not just hitting threes. As soon as you come out and close out, he's going to the basket, hitting the nice little floater, side step, body contact.
Looks like a vet.
Throwing it out. So, like, him and Cooper coming out is just showing out for the white American players.
And Duke.
And Duke basketball has really showed out.
I think the thing that got us rolling in the conversation was you said, will he pass Steph Curry one day? Or you said if he passes Steph Curry, will he be the greatest shooter ever? And I had just said something about, like, how Steph didn't take off until later in his career. And it's like, here's my take on it. He can pass Steph Curry in, threes made, and I don't think he becomes the quote-unquote greatest shooter ever. But I think that if he passes Steph Curry by 1,000, or 50. Like if next season he comes out and makes 430 threes, and then the next season he makes 430 threes, and the next season he makes 450, and then he makes 380, but then he makes 500, like, and breaks Curry singles. Like, okay, now if he starts shooting off the dribble, getting kind of. But here's the thing. I don't think there will ever be another player that will have the same green light as Curry, because you have to create that green light. And Curry just
yeah.
I mean, he did it at such a weird time before anyone ever did it. And, he obviously you're going to miss shots, and he's missed shots too. But more than not, like, I don't know you could pull it up. I don't know what the stat is, but when you look at like the contested shots from past 30 feet over the time or the course of like history, Curry like is way above everybody else, like on shots taken, shots made, the percentage, especially contested, and they're all just crazy, like weird pickups, turning around with the shot clock and throwing it up fouled one-handed, like, and so it's like he's just good at putting the ball in the basket. Like, it doesn't matter where it's from. He could be sitting on the ground and toss it like left-handed or right-handed or whatever, and so I just think it's hard to put somebody over him, like you said, the way he changed the game. But if Con Knipple starts shooting those Curry shots, starts, shooting from 35 feet and pulling like Curry and Trae Young and Dame do, makes 800 to 1,000 plus more threes than Steph Curry, like, yes, he's the greatest shooter of all time. But
no.
What's the likelihood?
Yeah, it would be very rare. And like I said, he would have to, if him and Cooper decide to both become the next Larry Bird, maybe he is the next great three-point shooter. Like, maybe he is the first or second or third greatest three-point shooter of all time. Maybe Cooper Flagg is the second greatest white American of all time. Like, maybe these guys do come out and do that, but it's also only their first year. But the good thing is they're good now. They're going to be good in the future. This draft class coming out is good. All this is what we're talking about is just good basketball is coming. Better basketball is coming. Basketball is not getting worse. It's getting better.
It just depends on who you are, for sure, because I can't count how many Facebook comments and different like crap I hear from people who don't actually watch basketball. They complain about the NBA, but they don't actually listen to the things talked about the NBA or how, intricate it is. Like, and those people hate how fast it is. Like Kobe, he didn't like accidental basketball. Like, and so I hear a lot of these people that, they take Kobe's words and they kind of amplify them, because obviously Kobe would still love the game today, RIP, but they say Kobe didn't like accidental basketball. He wouldn't like this today, the chucking of threes and whatnot. It's like, you know what Kobe liked? Shooting the basketball. So if it meant scoring more points, like, and that's how basketball should be. You look at any other sport, like what other sport is scoring 150 times in a game? And you can be like, well, there's no defense being played. No, there's a lot of it, and a lot of good team chemistry defense, different pick and roll coverages, different switches, different baseline out of bounds coverages, and, shot clock, ways you can mess with the shot clock. Like, defense is played very well and very hard to the best of their ability, to where people are tearing their Achilles because they're playing basketball so hard, like, to try to guard these guys. And there's still games where teams, we were watching that game the other day, it was like 60-60 in the fourth quarter or something like that.
Yeah.
So there's still times, but guys are just so good. It's a 24-second shot clock. It's 48 minutes of a game. It's the greatest players of all time. It's not like there's just 8 guys in the league anymore that are good. Like, there's hundreds of guys that are good. They can all score in numerous ways. And so you're telling me that you're going to hold a team to under 100 every game? It's impossible. And that's the way that the game's going, is that it's more offensive. It's fast-paced. There's a lot of shooting. There's a lot of the amount of lobs that have been thrown has also went up in the last couple of years. So you're sitting here saying, like, all these teams do is chuck threes. No, these guys make threes, which spaces out the floor, and then they drive and they kick, and it's like, well, it looks like they're not playing defense because there's so much space. No, you have to pick up at 38 feet, 35 feet. Now they drive by. Now they throw a lob. Like, and that stuff is exciting. So if you think defense is more fun, if you don't like scoring, if you want it to be slow, go watch baseball or go watch football or go watch junior high or high school basketball. But, like he said, not to hurt your feelings, I think this is the way to go. I think this is the way the game should be played. Offense is fun to watch. I'm not condoning the foul baiting and the traveling and the flailing and all that, but, I score, and I like to score. And I also like to play defense, and I would rather play defense on somebody who knows how to score than somebody who just drives their left hand and tries to bump me 4 or 5 times and then pump fakes 6 times and then tries to step through and then pivots to the left, pivots to the right, pump fake. Like, what are we doing, bro? You just spent 9 seconds of the shot clock. So, anyway, that was a rant in and of itself, but that's what makes basketball fun, and that's why it's harder to win in the NBA, and that's why more people are getting hurt is because it's played at such a fast pace, and that's not just in the NBA. That's college, that's Euro, that's high school levels. Like, even the junior high teams are playing faster. If you can't pick up and press and shoot threes, and, like, you can't win junior high basketball games. Yeah. So we've been chucking threes, and we're not making as many. So it's like no diss to our guys because the game's changing and they're having to figure that out too. And you're not used to shooting a lot of threes in junior high. So if you can't do that kind of stuff, it's hard to win basketball games, and that's from the ground up. So anyway, I'll quit yapping about it. But we got a fun little. You got anything else you want to say before we go into this next topic?
Nope. Excited to see how the playoffs turn out.
Thanks for listening so far. I feel like we've done a great job. We're flowing. We're 45 minutes in, and we've covered everything. I mean, we're killing it. So here we go. I don't like this player that they gave me because I don't feel like – basically, here's how this is going to go. This is called Guess Who, and we play this a lot at work or just, when we're hanging out together, playing basketball at the church or playing Rocket League or whatever it is that we do together. And one of us has to think of a player, and the other person can just ask questions, yes or no questions, and trying to get to that player. We're going to do probably 2 or 3 different rounds. First round we're going to do is a player that is currently in the playoffs. And I'm just going to say the first player that they gave me was Dante DiVincenzo, and I did not like that one, so I'm going to ask for another one. Ben's pretty good at this. Hopefully he doesn't get camera shy. That's why I'm not doing it.
It's always the thinking of the questions. I'm never a good question asker anyways, unless it's a conversation.
Okay. Play-in count too? That would give it away.
4 teams to pick from.
Yeah. Sorry for the dead time. My goodness, stop. We'll take this time to have an ad from our sponsor, Wiffle Boys. Free advertising. All right, he's going to get this one pretty quickly, so we'll just start out easy. But go ahead and ask any questions that you want to ask.
All right, let's start off with Eastern Conference.
Yes.
All right. Are we do we have home court advantage in the first round?
Yes. Jesus Christ, bro. He's going to kill this.
Let's see. Is this team in let's see, you got has this team ever won a championship?
Yes.
Has a player on this team ever won a championship?
Yes.
All right. Is this player on the Celtics?
Yes.
All right. Do they start normally?
I don't know. Why are you killing this? Oh my gosh. Yes, normally.
Is he a center?
No.
Is he a small forward?
No.
Is he a point guard?
He might be a small forward. I don't know. Yes.
Is he a point guard? Shooting guard?
1, 2, 3.
It's not Peyton Pritchard, is it?
Nope.
Sam Hauser?
Nope.
Let's see. Derek White?
Yep.
Derek White. I want to say Izzy White, and then that would have been a tough question because you could have said yes.
Yes.
All right, that wasn't too bad. That was easy. That was round
The
one.
biggest problem we're going to run into with this next one, they're going to be retired, and I'm going to have to ask Chad a lot of questions because I won't know. Oh, I'll know some. Okay, go ahead.
All right.
I'll still have to ask questions, but I'll know some.
Is this player known for being on a Western Conference team?
No.
All right. Is this player's team that he's known for from Florida?
Sure. What the? Did you see my phone?
I'm
What
not
in
looking.
the world?
It was either Florida or New York. They're the first two guesses because you cover 4 teams just like that. Miami Heat.
Yes.
All right, because Orlando doesn't have quite as Miami Heat was first team was in 89.
Chat, this is crazy. Super chat like the live.
Is this player ever been an All-Star?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Has this player ever won a championship?
Yes.
All right, was that championship in 06 with the Heat?
He was never an All-Star. No, he did not. He was not on that team.
But he is a champion.
Yes.
All right. But he's known for playing for the Heat.
Yeah. He played for other teams, but yes. More seasons in the East, primarily with the Heat. That's all you're getting, buddy.
All right, position. Is he actually, let's go like this. Is he below 6'6"?
I don't think so.
Is he above 6'10"?
No.
All right. Is he 6'7"?
No.
6'8"?
Yes.
All right. 6'8", small forward?
Yes.
And they are retired, correct?
Yes.
All right. 6'8", small forward who won a championship, primarily known for playing for the Heat. Antoine Walker?
Nope.
Black, African American.
Yes.
Sorry.
Hang on. No.
No. Oh.
Wait. No, yes, he okay. He is not white.
He's
not white. Like,
is he Asian?
No. 48-50 Phoenix right now. 6 minutes left in the second quarter.
Is he Hispanic?
No. He is not mixed. He's not white. He's black, but he's not black. Like,
all right.
You get him.
You can say that. I can't say that. Let's.
Bro, it's just describing skin color.
Like I said, you can say that. I can't say that.
I'm brown. All right, I'm brown and white.
Like I said, you can say that. I can't say that. Let's see.
It just describes him.
All right.
Let's just say that. It
does
just
he
describes him.
have long hair?
No.
Bald.
Yes.
Like very bald.
Yes. Like definition. Like lives and breathes it.
It's always these last few questions. See if you can hit it out of the park.
Bro, you know him.
What other team did he play for? What team did he win Did he win a championship with a team in the East?
You already got what team you won a championship with, did you not?
No. I just got that it wasn't with the Heat.
No, I said it was with the Heat, did I not?
Oh, it was with the Heat?
Just not in 2006.
Ah.
Oh, that's what's got his brain all screwed up. Now his computer's going to recalculate, and he's going to get it in about 35 seconds.
I was trying to find
53-35
player
currently.
that
He's
won
going
a
to get it at
championship
54
that
or
wasn't
something.
from the Heat. So he won on the 11-12 Heat. Or I guess, yeah, that's right. Yeah, 11-12. 12-13, 13-14.
This is ball knowledge,
something
boys.
like that. Bald. Played
Bro.
Chuck Hayes? No.
Bro.
No.
This is a good one, apparently, but it's going to go over your head, and you're going to be like, oh, my God. You're going to be like, oh, my God.
I already forgot some of the questions. Caron Butler?
No. There's technically two guys, I think, that could be under that position of bald, small forward. But you haven't said either of them, so.
Not LeBron. Obviously, he was starting. Who was backed up for LeBron? Or Playing the Shane Battier?
Yep.
That's who it
Ding, ding,
is.
ding.
Not black, but that is
Dude,
Shane
I mean,
Battier.
he is like, he's black, but he's like,
Yeah,
he's
not,
very white,
he's
pasty.
very,
like.
very, very, very mixed.
Chest,
That might actually be mixed. So.
All right, let's do one more because we've got some time, 54 minutes, so we can put this over an hour. Let's see. This last one, I'm gonna show the camera. I'm gonna think of one as I get up, and then you can guess them. Okay, and I'll write it on the board and show you guys. Give them a sponsorship from Gold Peak Tea since I've drank 2 of them.
Did you know that Wiffle Boys Pizza in Anna, Illinois has all sorts of different kinds of things you can try? Not just pizza. They have salads, subs, wings, different kind of calzones. They still have pasta for a limited time, so go try that now.
Great. That's all straight off the top of the dome. Keep going.
Fresh cut veggies daily. Everything handmade, fresh to order, just how you like it. It's so hard for me to do that voice without laughing a little bit. No, I had fun doing a lot of those stuff for Wiffle Boys. Like when that lady came in from the bank when they were doing their advertisement, that was a lot of fun getting to do that kind of stuff. One thing I'm always kind of been good at is just kind of coming in and making stuff up. Whenever I was in college, I had a class where it was speech class, and I would show up and ask my cousin for a note card. I would ask her for the topic of whatever we're talking about that day. I would write down my few bullet points. I would walk up front, and I'd go over a speech, get an A on it, and she would be so upset. She'd be like, "Why can you do that? It takes me hours to prepare for this. You just walk up and do that." I'm like, I guess I'm just good at BSing my way through stuff. So here we go. Testing the ball knowledge. Blake's showing the camera right now.
This one's gotta be a good one. You didn't see it, did you?
I did not see anything. My eyesight is not good enough even if I did.
Ask chat questions on this one. I was gonna do Jamal Crawford, but Ben knows Jamal Crawford is my favorite player, so I did not want to do that one and him guess it very quickly. So
It's Nate Robinson.
it's not Dane Robinson.
All right, it's
I'm gonna ask a lot of questions.
it is that good one, dude. Rivers.
No, definitely a guy you're not gonna be able to think of.
I was going up. A guy I'm not gonna be able to think of. I want to go home at some point.
That's right. If you don't get it by an hour, so you got 3 minutes.
I want at least a hint or something to
Okay.
get started.
Okay. He also had some. I don't know how to phrase this to the best of my ability. He had some decent G League time. Not really an NBA guy. So let's put it that way. Like he played in the NBA for sure. Played a couple games. Had a good game. But
Andre
you would.
Ingram.
Let's go home, ladies and gentlemen.
Good night.
No, but honestly, like who else would
I
you pick
wasn't
though?
gonna get there.
As soon as I said G League, like who else? That's probably one of the first people you would start with, honestly. So if you don't know Andre Ingram, and you're sitting here thinking like, oh my God, Ben's crazy. Andre Ingram is the guy from a couple years ago that had been playing in the G League for 13 years or something.
Yeah, a long time.
And then finally got his shine right before the playoffs in the Lakers and dropped I don't know.
He had multiple games of 20 or something like that.
Yeah, he had a pretty good little stint before he retired. So older guy, I think he ended up retiring, played a couple more years in the G League, and then retired. But that was a hard one until I said G League, and then it got pretty easy. So
I asked for a hint. I copped out. Honestly, we've been here for an hour.
Yeah.
We appreciate anybody who listened to all of this. This is more of just us yapping. We tried to get an interview today for multiple people. It's just hard. It was last second.
But we have a
start
list.
planning it out.
Yes.
Like you said, we're making a list.
We have somebody ready for next Monday already.
So we're going to get it all lined out, ready to go. Start getting these out as quick as possible.
This
They're
was
going to be on
episode 11.
YouTube, They're going to be on Spotify, and soon we're going to get them out on all the podcast platforms. So,
And I'll be
work with
posting
us.
reels on Instagram soon, hopefully.
And we've got a
TikTok.
Facebook page as well, so go follow us.
Yeah.
We're getting it out there. We're going to get the content out to you. Go find us. It's out there.
We appreciate you guys.
We appreciate you. If you want to be on the podcast, please hit us up. We want to interview people. That's the most fun way to do this. We get to talk to people. We get to have fun. And we get to hear other people's perspectives and lives and their stories. It's just best that way. So
Agreed.
thank you for listening. This has been Believe Ball Become, episode 11. Shout out, deuces.